Good morning, Your Honor. May I approach the bench? I don't give a damn what anyone thinks. I stay up all night and I smoke and I drink. I'm a wanted man and I'm blowing town. Don't waste your time trying to hunt me down. The cops are saying I belong behind bars, and I'm guilty. I'm guilty as charged.
Welcome everybody to another Guilty as Charged, the Night Stalker retrospective. Tonight we are on episode number 8, Bad Medicine, also known as the Diablero. My partner in crime is here, Mr. Gill.
Hello.
Hello. And also
Hi.
joining us again from the last show, Mr. Jeffrey X. Martin is here.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah. They're not going to reply, are they?
Now you guys don't want to talk.
Oh,
We've
well,
grown
yes,
so
we'll just...
comfortable, it's like we don't even have to speak to each other. We just...
We'll just put up this episode with no talking over. Like, it's the most relaxed commentary ever.
Right.
Just be us going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to put their commentary on this?
We'll do a commentary where instead of using words, we have to use jazz sounds.
All right. Let's say 3, 2, 1, and go for our benefit. When I say go, hit play. 3, 2, 1, and go. Yes, now, Gil.
No. You sound like a fucking Dalek there.
If only I could understand the words coming out of your mouth. Have I mentioned before how I like this opening?
Yep. Have I mentioned before how that's what she said?
I just appreciate the fact that there's green font on the graphic. You never see green title cards on TV.
Right? Is it?
The weird thing about these title cards is that they look far better than most of the rest of the show. I mean, like, the actual title cards themselves there were like 100% pure constant colour. They looked like they'd been redone. Did George Lucas work on this show at all?
All the money went to McGavin and the graphic cards.
Yeah. Every once in a while you can see a bantha walking through the INS office.
And the animal rental.
Yes.
Rent a lot of animals in this show.
It turns out that Vincenzo is Kolchak's father.
That's a spoiler, man.
Oh no.
As Scott Fitzgerald once wrote, the rich are different than you and me.
The noble wish.
They sure are. They got more money. But there wasn't enough money in the world.
So the rich and the super rich are no different from the nouveau riche?
Nope.
So dark it
No.
can only be called diabolic.
I'd never guessed.
Now, when you get these super nouveau riche, those motherfuckers are hard to deal with.
Few of New York's sudden
But why was she wearing the sort of hat that you would wear if you were going fishing?
they enjoy a highly
Because
She-
she's noble riche.
Yes.
She's just back from a
She was
a day
getting,
down.
she was
fishing
catching
hole.
some nouveau fish.
November 12th,
I set you up for that one.
June Markey, real name Adele Saperstein, was coming home after an
She can
unusual
do what she wants, damn it.
Miss Markey
She's a
was
strong,
president of the
independent
board of
woman.
Maison
That's right.
Marquet Incorporated.
She does not need a man.
The famous
Look at that diamond on her chest.
Zero line.
That's gigantic.
Bulwark of the garment
That's what she said.
Yes.
She designed her first
I'm not above stealing a joke from Scotland.
in Glendale. Ms. Markey had a well-known proclivity
Well,
for fine gems.
He's a better person.
Diamonds in Chicago.
Wow, that bird really wanted it in the house.
But it is nice to see wildlife embracing the technology of analog synthesizers.
I like the Indian music.
This is just not racially insensitive at all.
No.
Well, who are we going to get to play the Native American? I know, why don't we get Jaws for the fucking Bond movies? He's a Native American, isn't he?
He's big and scary. That's all they wanted.
Yep.
Lucy LaPont.
I mean, can you imagine how many people would be saying that it's an incredible film if they'd had him playing the chief in fucking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Was Ted Cassidy already dead by this point? Because I figure if you can't get Ted Cassidy, you get Richard Kiel.
I don't think he was. Not yet.
Oh no, because he played fucking Bionic Bigfoot.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Bionic Bigfoot.
Okay.
That's the thing. These two, like, are always mixed up with each other.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a passage in the book that I like to read from while we do this show, and it says, "No, that's not Ted Cassidy, Lurch from Addams Family, playing the Diablero. That's Richard Kiel, best known as Jaws from The Spy Who Loved Me and Moonraker and the James Bond movies. His other credits extend all the way back to his outing as Canamet in the classic To Serve Man episode of Twilight Zone, 12 years before this Bad Medicine episode. In 1990, he co-wrote and produced The Giant of Thunder Mountain, a family film about friendship between a little girl and a mountain man."
Which one did he play?
He played the little girl.
I've just been looking up him on the internet, and it says people found this show from him to be quite a patchy performance.
Oh. Ba-dum-bum. He's here for an hour, folks.
Oh, if I had a guitar sitting next to me right now, I would start playing Apache. I wouldn't really, but I can't play
Or
it.
you could play Cherokee People.
Would you jump on it? Jump on it? Jump on it?
I would.
Jump around. Jump around. People are gonna be
Very
running
few,
in. No more
very
music.
few people. What? Apache by The Shadows was actually a massive track in the early days of hip hop.
Okay.
Hence the Sugar Hill Gang track, Apache.
Okay.
Same with Gary Newman, he was also a massive influence in early hip hop.
Okay.
Well, it's true.
Okay. Shh. Well, Vincenzo's talking.
Department ruled death by suicide, and I was calmly explaining to Vincenzo that I thought they had drawn a rather hasty
Murder.
conclusion.
Why is everything a murder with you, Colchak?
Murder, murder, murder.
2 days, 2 of Chicago's wealthiest women. Coincidence, purely coincidence. Yeah, well then tell me this. Why are the police being so tight-lipped about it, huh? Tell me that.
Kolchak, these women were very influential, very wealthy. They left behind financial dynasties which didn't want their good names dragged through the newspapers. Suicide is a very ugly word.
Yeah, and so is murder.
There's Gil's baby daughter's namesake.
The Marquis.
Yep. Well, no, that's Edith.
Did she eat it in this movie? What is her name in this one? Oh, it says Emily.
To marry her latest husband.
I didn't know you were following the society columns.
Yeah, but
Think she's
she's
still
Edith.
alive?
Not based on this performance.
Oh, she actually played Bionic Bigfoot a few years after this. So.
Were chronically depressed. They hadn't had a recent shock. They weren't terminating any relationships. As a matter of fact,
They only keep her in the office because she heats it up with her hot flushes.
You finally had a winner.
No.
8 episodes in, you finally had a winner.
Well,
Funerals are so depressing. I'll certainly be glad to
Yeah,
get back
you
to my
tell
other
'em.
article.
Your high-rise article.
Did you know that there's a brand new high-rise downtown and they've only been able to lease the first 5 floors? I'm going to call it High-Rise Investments Take a Plunge.
Tony, you cannot believe that these
He's
women
upset
commit
now.
suicide.
Carl, let me tell you
You
something.
insulted him.
Even if there was a story in this, I wouldn't assign you to cover it.
Why not?
Well, because you don't have any tact. You don't have any rapport with society. Well, just look at yourself. Even if I said
There's probably a really funny pun in there about Richard Kiel being sued, but I can't be bothered coming up with it.
Okay.
What don't
Okay. If closed, make
For a while, Richard Kiel owned his own model airplane company. Just a little ones, little cheap ones. He called it Kiel Balsa.
I am taking the
Oh, oh no. As well
He
as
also owns a heart surgery place in the southeast of England. It was called Keeled Over.
in a sausage company, kielbasa.
That's just the same joke.
I know.
That's what makes it not work.
I ruined his joke. So that fat cop there, his name is Raymond Bieri. He plays Captain Joe Baker in this episode. He returns 9 episodes later in The Legacy of Terror. And even though he's cast as a police officer again, this time he plays Captain Webster instead of Captain Joe Baker. Go figure.
Well, that's what happens
show,
when you get promoted.
right? Continuity with this show. Oh, another dog.
Yeah, he's like a dog in a china shop.
These animals always sound like they're sick.
Yeah, they're. I'm not even going to talk musically to you, you fucking
Good.
Philistine.
Nobody wants to hear it.
Some people do. Some people do.
Did you see the dog? The dog's supposed to be dead, but he moved his head.
Yeah. Well, I hope he doesn't get shot 6 times.
Oh shit! It's the Manitou.
Upstairs.
The look of shock on Kolchak's face.
What?
The Manitou. That's what he had, a man or two. Who let the black guy have a gun? No, Willis laughed at her.
No, that only works if Willis is here.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Where did he go, George?
So this was the inspiration for Lady Hawk? Is that what I'm picking up on?
Hudson Hawk.
That would be awesome.
It would, wouldn't it?
The inspiration for Hudson Hawk.
My old band used to use a Hudson Hawk sample.
Oh, geez, here we go.
No, it was a really funny Hudson Hawk sample. It was the bit at the end where Danny Aiello's character dies.
Oh, now
Like,
you just gave
wasn't-
away the whole movie.
Or did I?
Jeez.
Now, see, if you've seen Hudson Hawk, you maybe know there's a twist.
Nobody saw Hudson Hawk. Only you.
Yeah, but I can't remember what Danny Aiello's character is called, but it's not Danny. But when Bruce Willis is worried about him, he shouts out, "Danny!" And we used that as a sample in a track because we were using a drum machine, and usually with a drummer you would get like they'd be able to, like, for live things, just do a wee 1, 2, 3, 4 count in before we all go back into fuck you Disney princess. But anyway, with the drum machine we couldn't figure out
Still going.
how you do that without it just sounding like you're just like doing like 1, 2, 3, 4 on like a little click or whatever.
1, 2,
So-
3, 4. We don't want to hear it anymore.
So we had silence for the 1, 2, and the 3, and for the 4 we had Bruce Willis shouting "Danny," like just for no reason whatsoever in the song. It's a good song. It's called "If You Remember the 1900s, You Weren't There." It's by a band called Your Ma.
Good lord.
Confusion, the guards shot each other.
No, Your Ma.
He doesn't stop, Gil. I mean, X, he won't stop.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
You see, I see everything as a learning opportunity, so I'm absorbing the information from that Gill is expounding upon.
Captain, just how did this man actually escape?
We assume that the man
No,
And that
that's
band-
Kolchak.
high wire aerialist,
No.
trapeze artist.
Everybody likes Kolchak.
A trapeze artist.
But he's going to have him physically ejected from the meeting, as opposed
Because
to
he loves him so
spiritually
much.
ejected from the meeting, I guess.
Kolchak, you disrupt
Yeah, but it's because he loves him so much.
Hey, but
He doesn't want Kolchak to
How do you explain the dog? Yeah, what about the
be upset.
That matter is under investigation.
I'll have you emotionally ejected from this meeting,
Well,
Kolchak.
escaped while we were chasing the man, and perhaps there was no dog at all. Now, may I remind the esteemed Mr. Kolchak that no one actually saw
Marla
the
Gibbs.
dog.
What about the way this guy was
Why did she walk from the back of the room,
She worked hard.
hand him a piece of paper?
As long as I have you listed,
When there was a door
Yeah.
right there,
and crazy and
Yeah.
you could have been just like,
Why didn't you?
hey,
Yeah, you go for that door. It's easier. Use this door, see? Near to the man, see?
You see? Nice coat, you see? You look like a checkerboard, you see?
Now, see, that's what a busy office is meant to look like.
Well, that's a police station, yeah, so they're gonna be busy.
Yeah, but they've got one person at each desk. Like INS, they've got one person for every 3 desks.
Tack
Maybe
work.
even for every 4.
gosh, I hope no one notices I'm not a cop. Maybe I should take off this hat.
So how good would that newspaper be when you've got Vincenzo in charge and the only staff members that we've seen that work for him so far are Kolchak, Uptight, the daughter of the guy that owns the newspaper who we're not going to see again, and the woman that does like the Dear Emily column. How is it like one fucking sheet of A4 paper? Like not even double-sided? That doesn't sound like a newspaper. You get Kolchak having to go and do his own photos in the dark room and everything. Is there actually a newspaper? Or is this just a fantasy in his head?
Oh, no, we're not going down that path.
Thank you.
Ah,
Yeah.
Marvin Kaplan has
Kolchak-
arrived.
Hey, Marvin Kaplan, everybody.
He's shaving Kolchak, which is a phrase I never thought I would ever say.
Well, you jumped the gun a bit because at no point does he actually shave him.
Well,
He's very good at creaming them, though.
he's
Yeah,
preparing.
he's creaming all over his face,
Yes.
Yeah.
apart
Marvin
from most of
Kaplan.
his neck.
Famously known as Henry for 8 years on Alice. And he is the voice of many cartoon characters, including Choo Choo on Top Cat.
But what else was he in? Because I don't know what Alice is.
He
but
was
I know
in.
who he is.
He was Gunny Luck Cakes and Larry Blameyer's A Dark and Stormy Night.
So he was.
Well, I thought that'd be a lot fucking more impressive than you guys made it out to be. Thanks a lot. Glad I'm here for the
I never heard
information.
of it.
Oh, Jesus.
No, well, of course, I just recently interviewed Larry Blameyer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
His name, isn't it?
On the
Yeah.
podcast.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Gil went on and told him all about his one song that he wrote using the Bruce Willis cut.
Yeah.
The whole show took about an hour to get it over with, but then he told him about his vape that he's using, and
Yeah.
then he said, "Did you know?" He let him know he had a new baby girl, and let him know all about that. And never asked the guy one question.
We didn't actually have to. But it was a good interview. People can check it out on bodacioushorror.co.uk.
Yeah, Larry's really fun to talk to. I really, really like him as a human being.
Yeah, it was just a shame that his wife was out.
Yeah, I didn't get to talk to her either. So,
Yeah, all I wanted was a rawr.
right?
That's all I wanted.
I think that's all any of us want. Now look, here's somebody helping him in the dark room.
Well, thanks very much for the.
But this guy's a dick to him.
It looks like Keith Gordon from Christine.
Oh, Jaws 2.
I mean, he's going like, oh yeah, don't fucking increase the size of it because you lose quality. He's like the sort of prick that uses Photoshop and never zooms in bigger than 100%. Fuck that guy. If you want to use a photograph to discover things, you need to lose quality.
Did you hear what he said to the kid? He said, "Why don't you stay in here a little longer and develop a personality?"
Yep.
Yep. Guess you had to hear it.
I did hear it. I just thought it was a particularly nasty thing for an old man to say to a child.
Oh, kid. He's not a child. It's Keith Gordon.
He was a child. Do you not see that hair? Look at Vincenzo just checking out the action in the background there. In the now, for some strange reason, busy fucking INS office.
It's early. It's daytime before everyone has gotten their assignments.
Yes. Lots of typing going on.
Yep.
Well, what was it you're looking for?
I'm looking for kennels.
Now see, even Kolchak knows. He's going, that's not a real Native American. That's just someone who dresses up like an Indian.
I'm gonna dress up as a Diablero for Halloween.
Dresses up like an Indian. Managed to kill 2 guards at the gem exchange yesterday, each with their own.
I don't know what I'm going to dress up as for Halloween.
You've been reading too much fiction.
I might just put my slanket on and say I'm a Jedi.
Cannibalize my book too.
You could work that.
Like every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like every day.
You could work that real well.
Yep.
Now the police say, of course, that he's a
Do you
I
have,
have
a,
to say,
circus acrobat.
do you have a
sorry?
Jedi name, Gil?
No, just
You
Gil
need your own Jedi
Rockatansky.
name.
Yeah, Gil Rockatansky will do fine. I mean, because it's not even my real name anyway, so.
Well, Obi Rockatansky, even better.
No,
No?
not after Ewan McGregor. He's,
After all this, McGregor's the one you're pissed about? Okay, whatever. Star Wars.
well, no, that's why I wouldn't go Obi because of McGregor. But you know, those entire the first 3 films just really disappoint me.
Well, yeah, me too.
But I couldn't be Obi anything because people go, "Oh, it's Ewan McGregor's character," and I just have to kill them. Doesn't end well. And also, Alec Guinness fucking hated being Obi-Wan Kenobi anyway, and thought all the lines that he was saying were shit. So, the Obi-Wan Kenobi is the character that the least amount of people should want to be. People should be going like, "I'll be sized noodles" before they're saying that they're going to be fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks is more of a main character than sized noodles.
How did I
Those
find
Jar-
you?
Jar Jar Binks changes things. Do you know that if it wasn't for Jar Jar Binks, then the Empire wouldn't have taken over?
That's true. He started the entire war.
He's the one that starts everything. So Jar Jar Binks is. There's 2 completely pivotal characters in Star Wars. One of them is Jar Jar Binks, who should have. I mean, everybody thought he should have been murdered in the first film anyway. And now it turns out that if he had been murdered in the first film, then Palpatine wouldn't have taken over. And then there's the. Well, it's a toss up between either the guy that doesn't shoot the escape pod or the guy that says, "Oh, there's no life signs, oh, well, just leave that escape pod." You know, they're the other pivotal characters.
How the fuck
'Cause
did
if
we
that-
get here?
If that useless escape pod had been blown up, then so would the plans for the Death Star, and then Luke would never have blown it up.
How
So,
did we get here? We don't even talk about the show anymore.
I know, but yeah. Did I tell you I'm going to take Emily to see the new Star Wars film?
Oh yes,
I know.
you're going to the baby daddy cinema, right?
It's baby and child. It's baby and parent.
Baby
Yeah.
child, yeah.
It has.
This is the baby and child cinema.
Yeah, but it has a thing where it says "No baby, no entry." Like there's people trying to sneak into a cinema where they want to watch a film where the volume has not been turned up loud, the lights haven't been turned down, and they're surrounded by screaming babies.
Yeah, that's called TV. Stay at home.
There's Alice.
Yeah.
Alice Ghostly.
Yeah,
Ghostly
as
Witch.
the curator of Native American artifacts, which what?
It says she was Esmeralda on Bewitched, but I don't believe that's right. Wasn't she Mrs. Kravitz?
No, she was.
The next door neighbor, Mrs. Kravitz.
A boy and his dog. Oh, I
Esmeralda was the mother, right? The mother of Bewitched.
No, that's Endora.
That's
Endora.
Endora.
All
Yep.
right.
She was Esmeralda. She was.
One of the aunts.
She was one of the aunts.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
She was the one that, not the one that was forgetful. She was the one that just wasn't great at spells. Like her spells wouldn't work out properly, I think.
Okay.
So why was she Lenny Kravitz?
No, she was Zoe Kravitz in Fury Road.
How odd. Well, how utterly odd that you should pick that one from all the others. This is the sorcery costume of the Diablero. A strange figure.
Is that like a bit of Native American pseudo porn over Kolchak's shoulder?
That's softcore. It's very softcore.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very
Also,
soft.
it's just a painting of a very majestic man. And
Yes.
I can't tell if that's meant to be his left shin.
He's crying because there's garbage in the ground.
And there are feathers sticking out of his ass. So
Oh, and there's a baby in a papoose.
A papoose.
Papoose.
Petrocelli.
Petrocelli, not Petrocelli.
I just wanted you to say it.
Mm.
You haven't said it at all in a long time, so.
They could transform themselves into animals. Hawks, crows.
Fuck you, Kowalski. But then that's the two things that you hate me talking about, isn't it? Is any Barry Newman related TV or film and music. So I'd better not mention the band Primal Scream bringing out that album that was all based on Vanishing Point that had like tracks called Kowalski and Kill All Hippies and shit like that. I shouldn't mention that at all. I shouldn't now start Googling it to rant for like the next fucking half an hour, just continuously. Oh, Primal Screamer from Glasgow.
Oh, what happened to Gill? He just disappeared. I guess we're gonna have to do shit with ourselves there, Mr. Rex. I don't know what happened. He just disappeared.
that's weird.
See, now I know why Florida got those stand your ground rules.
You can say.
Hey,
You don't have to
guess
stand.
what? Alice Ghostly never played Mrs. Kravitz.
No, who'd she play?
Esmeralda.
Yeah, she was Esmeralda. There's a woman named Alice Pierce who played Mrs. Kravitz.
Alice Pierce was her from. She was in something else.
Right. Well, she passed away,
Good job,
and
Gill.
the producers offered that role to Alice Ghostly, and she said no. So somebody named Sandra Gould then played Gladys.
All right, cool. Thank you for the info.
Yeah, just trying to-
Ghostly.
You didn't just say she
Gould.
played somebody else.
yeah, just
But Ghostly and
she at one
Gould,
point
that-
had a different job.
Yeah, but that's very fucking Halloweeny words, isn't it?
Sandra Pierce
Well, look-
played in something
that-
else.
That thing's ghostly. Oh, that person's been ghouled.
I'm not sure that's her real name, but that's a awesome name to have actually. If your last name was Ghostly,
Right.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, but imagine if they had like a kind of a more supernatural Cagney and Lacey called Ghostly and Gould.
Wow, you're really stretching.
What?
The bad
Whoa.
thing, because I would have watched it, but
Yeah, like Randall and Hopkirk.
Jesus Christ. Randall and Holcock?
Hopkirk. Randall and Hopkirk, deceased. Have you never heard of it?
No.
No.
I grew up in America, not Scotland.
Sounds like you were fucking dragged up.
Go drink some tea,
Randall-
will you?
Ooh. I think I'm rapidly changing my definition of cunt.
No, you're such a fan.
You're an arsehole.
You're such a fanny.
It's a lady
What?
speaker.
Of Ladies' Wear Weekly. She wants to cover
What?
the fashion.
Meanwhile, we're missing a really great Miss Emily is doddering scene.
Yep.
She has an entree.
But she lost.
That's because
her
Newty's been a
when you
dick
get
again.
What?
and, she can't get hold of her
And now you know.
And Newty is half the battle.
What?
Now, I was
Womp,
gonna
womp.
ask, could I come along? I know it. Let me speak to her.
See, now you're doing the catchphrases for people that haven't even been on this show.
Hello.
You're like a fucking... You're gonna start doing Monty Python lines in a minute.
No, I don't know any of them.
I could do
Think
Monty
so.
Python lines all night, but I'm
Yeah.
not because of my extremely high level of professionalism.
Always look on the bright side of life. That's about all I know.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say if that's all you've got.
That's all I've got. Sorry. So Kolchak.
Yeah, I'm looking at Kolchak and realizing, wow, they had to do a lot of weird shit back in the early '70s that we just don't have to do anymore.
Like picking up a phone and having the numbers in front of you at the same time whilst the bit that you're about to listen into is at your ear.
Yeah, like using
Does that work?
payphones and maybe two payphones at the same time, and that's crazy. We don't do that.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, his name is Updike.
UPDYKE.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, that's funny.
Hi, we were cut off.
He's up a dike without a paddle.
He's a little Dutch boy.
Yes, he's got his... has to stand there with his finger in a dike
Yeah.
to hold back the flood. I think that little Dutch boy was overestimating the power of his finger.
Mr. Updike, unfortunately, was spared the embarrassment.
I don't know.
Oh,
Emily did get
I've done some studies of structural integrity in my time, and there's a point at every dam known as a G spot, and if you can get your finger on it, then interesting things will happen, especially if you're a little Dutch boy with your finger up a dike. What happened to this show? What the hell happened to the entertainment quality of this show? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Have you seen the price on eBay for little Dutch boys' fingers, though? It's ridiculous. I mean, fucking hell, all you need is one little Dutch boy and you get 8 fingers off them. Because, you can't use thumbs. They just don't work.
Is Mrs. Jennings coming? Of course she's not coming.
No, she hasn't met Updike.
It's the early 70s.
I happen to be the personal secretary.
She's in the Orient. When's the last time anybody was in the Orient?
The Orient, it's a massage parlor downtown.
A massage parlor.
Yeah. Massage.
She's in Ceylon.
That guy looks like Larry, the boss on the Bewitched show.
No, he doesn't.
Darren's boss.
From the back, he does.
Larry White.
Larry White. You know the name.
Yeah, I also know his fucking hair colour. That's why I don't think that guy looks like him. He was white by name and white by nature.
Naughty by nature.
He was the OPP.
Yes, he was.
Straight out of Burbank.
And flat out bourbon.
You know that, man.
See, when you walk up to someone and say, you stand a very good chance of being robbed here tonight, don't do it with a Glaswegian accent.
He feels their jewels are quite safe.
Yes. The family jewels are safely in my pants.
That's all right. No problem.
No hand shall come close.
Oh, there's physically again. They keep offering to do things to him physically. You'll be physically removed.
Well, then Baker. Because if you do get hit, you'll be dealing with someone with no security.
Gil just got it. 20 minutes later.
No, I wasn't laughing at that. Sorry, I was laughing at my baby.
Oh, here we go.
Who's asleep.
The baby's sleeping. She looks so cute.
She's asleep, and yet still more entertaining than you.
So, Mr. X, you want to be my new co-host?
Oh, fuck you, you
I did
cheeky
say a
bitch.
few weeks ago that I was putting out the word for a new co-host, and nobody
But we-
applied.
I don't think there's a song called XD is Charged.
Yeah.
Do you know why nobody replied to his shout out for a new co-host? Because no cunt listens.
Say that
You know-
in English.
No cunt listens.
Only fannies listen.
Yeah, that's true.
Retarded fannies.
Oh, yeah,
Fannies and knobs.
and a bunch of cocks.
Yeah. Dewey cocks.
I can't stop thinking about Dewey Cox.
Oh, I saw. Are we in?
I'm surprised that's not a white guy that they've got to play him as well after the last episode.
She looks more Native American than Richard Keel does. I mean, full on regalia.
Mr. Boloy, my wife is very concerned.
Regalia. That's a word.
This is a word, yep. Congratulations.
Yes.
on
He is a
Knowing
he
what
is a
things
writer,
works.
ladies and gentlemen. Regalia. Let me regale you with my regalia.
Well, yeah, you're all half correct. Because, of course, you regale someone with a story, and your regalia is like your finery that tells your story, well, partially, on your behalf. Your medals and everything, that's your regalia.
That's true.
They're all hypnotized. He's a
Wow.
6 foot tall white guy dressed as an Indian.
I thought
think-
it was Shakira.
That woman just turned into shining morning star Yoko. Oh no.
That was some good effects right there.
Wow.
Freeze!
That was Lon Chaney action.
He's arrested for the murder of 15 people now.
We'll have to remove you physically, Kolchak.
It really is amazing that he hasn't been thrown out of Chicago.
Yeah, they didn't want to move the show.
Again. But they could.
He never made it to New
So-
York,
He's still on his way.
right?
He's on his way from misery to happiness today.
How do you want it this time? In italics or book Roman with expertise?
Don't get smart with me. You got a
Was that the baby?
to answer about what
Yes.
number one, what were you doing there?
Why won't you believe me when
The
I tell you
baby.
story on the Diablero?
It's just a baby.
Now, what is that? Some kind of Italian racing car?
Before any European ever set foot on this continent, he was
Crap.
already a legend here.
A legend.
Yeah, that's right, a legend. Yeah, he was an Indian sorcerer who had the power to transform.
That would have been an interesting switch on this episode.
That's right.
The
I think it's a
Black
crow.
Change himself from a-
Fire it up.
a man
Fire it
into
up.
a coyote, into a crow, into a man, into a coyote, into a... Because I saw him change from a man into a
Or if the
crow.
Tom Skerritt episode, it had turned out that it was DMX.
That's what broke.
Up in here, up in here.
The hand of that dead shoulder.
Joe, we did find some black feathers in that Marquet woman's apartment.
He was supposed to play a gig in Glasgow, and apparently he didn't even make it to the country.
Now, what does an Indian sorcerer need with expensive jewels?
That does not surprise me.
Like, on the day of the gig, people were still going like, well, we've heard that he might be flying in. Yeah, no, he's not here.
We'll
Yeah,
just
he's-
wait. We'll just wait and see.
Or maybe this
He'll be somewhere else being judged fucking mental.
tired of flying south for the winter, and he wants to take a cruise ship.
You know, like fucking...
Well, I don't hear anything
We
coming
don't
from you.
have characters like that in hip-hop anymore. Like him and Old Dirty Bastard, at the highlight of their insanity, were the best things about hip-hop at that point. Like when Old Dirty Bastard was taken to court one time, apparently he was just absolutely shit-faced, and he lay down at one point and said to the judge, "Yeah, don't worry, I know I make you horny."
Dr. Agnes Temple had called. She wanted me to meet her at the
You're like, well, why can't our pop stars be like that again?
called.
But the Bay City Rollers have reformed.
Yeah, and look, we've got Charles Rolling Thunder. He does not look like William Devane.
No, he doesn't. William Devane.
I was late, but Agnes Temple and her friends had waited.
Think he's a real
bet that-
Indian?
This is Charles Rolling Thunder.
How do you do?
I'm just thinking that's a room that Richard Keel never walked into during filming.
I told them
There's-
you were talking about the Diablero, and
So
Although,
his name
if
is.
you
This
notice,
guy, this guy's either a really old Native American or a really angry Jew with a wig.
His name is.
if you notice, the
Victor
guy behind
Jory.
him is the guy behind him is Walter Matthau. The guy on the left. There. Just
Mr. Kolchak says he has seen
He played.
his head will appear again. So there. Oh,
a picture of the dog who was
they
killed.
pinched it. The Native American Walter Matthau is there.
Two guards were killed the same
His name is Victor Jury. He played Injun Joe in The Adventures of Tom Sawyer in 1938, and he played Jonas Wilkerson in Gone with the Wind in 1939.
That still does not mean that he's Native American.
And he played Oberon in A Midsummer Night's Dream to Captain Keller in The Miracle Worker.
Did you use a flash? Oh, yes, sure.
That's the Helen Keller story.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Whoa, whoa.
And now you know. It's a man bird.
Look, it's Walter Matthau.
Won't be old men.
Why are they not talking about the tribe?
Well, the bird that I saw was a big black bird right there. I mean, it was a bird. I mean, now, is it a
How
bird?
long is
He's continually saying how to these Native Americans.
Hey, how are ya? Hey, how
Reporter.
are ya?
Evil is all he really
He's
is.
a reporter. He's supposed to say how.
Agree with. Tell me,
Who, what, when, why, where, and
how
Dodge.
do you kill a
That's
bird?
the reporter's questions.
Hey, mute your mic if you're gonna choke.
Diablero cannot live with the sight of his
I usually
own
do.
gaze.
Be professional, will ya?
Nothing more, nothing less will kill it.
Sorry?
I said, be professional, will ya?
No, I heard you. I'm just sorry.
How do I know this?
Yes, you are.
No one knows that. But we have heard in our lore of the Diablero that you describe.
Yes.
He lived for years under
That's
been
milk.
Cursed to make diamonds the rest of his life.
acquire a treasure. You see, this
Wow,
Diablero
so it's
Wins.
kind of like the Indian version of the Keeper Elves.
Dungeons. It's D&D.
It's to pass the river of seven winds.
If he lives to see the Seven Wonders,
steal the ritual treasure which belongs to God alone.
You tell him, Stevie Nicks.
he will say a prayer to the rainbow's end.
A curse to build an eternal treasure.
What was that?
before
What
he
was
can
that?
cross the river of the seven winds. Thank you very much, Mr.
Oh, well, that was Fleetwood Mac.
Mac?
So
Yeah, I was trying
Yeah.
to think Fleetwood Mac was Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder. Stevie Nicks. Oh shit! It's getting late. I need a drink.
My favorite fucking conspiracy at the moment is that Stevie Wonder isn't blind. It's just a publicity stunt that's got wildly out of control.
Guy sleeps in the office.
But apparently that whole thing's been going on for years. And it mostly seems to revolve around people who either can't understand a blind person being able to play drums or a blind person being able to play a piano.
he's actually coming to Knoxville. He's doing the entire Songs in the Key of Life album.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
Are you
no,
going to see that?
shoot, I can't afford the tickets to go see Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah, fuck, it'll be probably what, like $200.
Yeah, they're
What,
up
one?
there.
There's no story.
Yeah, they are up there. But yeah, that'll be
Al
fantastic.
Pacino
show to
played
see.
here recently.
Pacino played a show?
Yeah, well, it was like an evening with thing. Where he did an evening with Al Pacino tour, and there were tickets that were like £1,500, where it was like you got 15 minutes with Pacino, and unreserved seating for the evening with thing. But there was a thing where for £15,000, I think it was, you got to go and see the show, and you got to like meet him at a thing where it was like him and some hors d'oeuvres and stuff, and and then go to the airport with them, get on a private jet, fly to London, and stay in the same hotel. You know, it just all seemed like here's some really expensive things where for 99% of it, you're going to be absolutely fucking nowhere near Al Pacino, by the way.
Yeah.
But it'll cost you a fortune, and you'll have that ticket. And I
You
was
see him
thinking,
for 10 minutes.
what
You
the
see
fuck
for
is-
10 minutes, he's just like, cut your hair. You need to cut your hair.
I'd love to just go to something like that and be like, Al Pacino, you're such an inspiration. If it hadn't been for you, I would never have thought of having sex with my sister to try and bring about the end times.
It didn't work, and now I'm just filled with shame and regret.
Yeah. But we both have fond memories of you.
When do you expect me to make my estimates? High noon?
What floor do you want?
The roof.
The elevator
Yep.
will go to the 5th
Especially
floor.
her hoo-ah. Sorry.
I should have done it as like a Kickstarter thing.
What, an
just
evening
for
with
people
Gil
to-
Rockatansky?
No, like for people to get me to donate enough money for me to be in Al Pacino's presence for as long as humanly possible.
You better come
So
back
that
with
it could be like,
10 commandments and your hair white.
yeah, but it'd be like, here's video footage of me introducing Al Pacino to my little friend.
Oh, Jesus.
Here's
Nobody
me
wants to
asking Al
see that.
Pacino to sign a copy of Simone. That would be
88
amazing
minutes.
to have. No, it would have to be Simone, because I've got a copy of Simone, and it's in one of those DVD cases where it's kind of cardboardy as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like they haven't even they've just gone, well, we might as well make this as recyclable as possible.
Looks like at this point, Kolchak is climbing up the same steps that they went up in Ghostbusters. There's all kinds of debris in the hallway, and he's very tired.
40 flights.
Yeah.
Oh, have you not got like a witty put down for pointing out things in the background this time, Newty? Like last week when I said, "Oh, isn't that the exact same fucking swimming pool balcony from the end of This Is Spinal Tap?" And you went, "Oh, who the fuck would even notice that?" Cunt! You absolute cunt!
I have to be nice. He's our guest host, so I can't rail on him.
Oh, guest host now. Starts off as a guest, now it's a guest host, and then it's just host.
He's gonna be the new co-host pretty soon. This is an audition. I didn't tell you, but yeah, this is.
Yeah, be like, oh, here, Gil, we've got some files for you to edit together. Don't pay attention to what they're called.
Yes. It's called the Jeff T at Charged.
I'm going to shoot over an 8x10 glossy headshot. So
I shot over an 8x10 glossy once. I won't tell you whose picture it was.
It'll be the
but I shot over
Marty
it.
Charge show. Fucker.
who goes up to a fucking dark? Is he on the roof or just
He's on the roof.
with a pen
Yeah,
light?
well,
Oh.
that's like a
And he must
Full
he put
on
his
mag-
fucking jacket back on too. He's already sweating up a storm, but he put his jacket back on.
Looks like he stole that from a gynecologist's office.
Open up and say ah.
Yep.
I'm a gynecologist. Well, I'm not a fully trained gynecologist, but I will have a good look.
Oh, he's so bad tonight.
You can tell Cootie if she's having any concerns. Just send me detailed photographs. I would say to Newty for him to get his lady to send me photos, but you know we don't have that long to wait.
Fuck you, Gil.
You know, actually, she's sitting right here just giving me weird looks every 3 or 4 minutes. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You Disney princess, you.
But I'll make sure and patch that bit of information on there, Gil.
I really don't think that there's a Native American language that revolves around oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh.
It's an ancient Diablero.
That's not a fucking Native American.
He's actually saying the alphabet E-I-E-I-O.
I was thinking it was one of those drunk New Yorkers that thinks they're Irish.
Actually, he's part of ZZ Top because he's got a pearl necklace.
Oh, there goes his recorder again.
Oh boy!
Every episode, camera of the
You know
recorder.
what this?
Quick, fall into
know
all
what
the
this-
soft things.
Don't fall off the edge of the building. It's been chased down by a wolf that's swallowed a didgeridoo.
Yeah, Midnight Oil did the soundtrack for this episode. So.
Well, they tried to.
Oh
but...
shit! Take your shoes off, Kolchak. It'll be like Die Hard. Oh, he can't stand the way he looks in that Indian outfit of his.
Yep. Can't
like-
see his face like Medusa.
It's like, please.
Don't show me my racial insensitivity, please. No, I'm secretly very, very liberal. Obamacare.
Oh my goodness.
Fuck you, Rand Paul.
Nah, he
Oh.
looks like the zombie.
It was like Miss Emily.
Just you shoot over his 8x12.
No, because if I'm going to do that, it's going to hit the target. There's no shooting over it.
Ain't no dust there, see?
Nothing was found on that floor, not even ashes, except the ashes that you just saw on the floor.
They blew away because of the wind.
Chicago, the Windy City.
Yes, they're on
Yep.
the roof.
The enemy of justice, you see? The Windy City.
You see, there's no dusty left on you see. The wind is blowing, you see.
Baker and the police have ruled
That's what I love about the beginning of a lot of Night Stalker episodes, is that there'll be like 7 people die and Kolchak just talks over it. This guy was in a car crash. Guess his time was up. And then this other person fell through a window. I guess their time was up. Just those shitty one-liners, and then the actual story starts, and then he gets real slow. And here in Chicago, where many strange things happen.
Yes, if you want the true story,
Yeah.
visit me at kolchak.com.
That's right.
And after all that personal expenditure and chasing things about, I returned back safely to my just typing up any old shit job in the newsroom.
I was never really in any danger at all.
Yeah. I didn't even like these stories. I could have just made them up.
Personally, I prefer golf.
All right, Mr. Gill, what do you think of this episode?
I think the bad medicine is what I need.
See, I told you this was the Bon Jovi episode before we even started recording.
Well, now I get it.
Yep.
Now I get it. At the
That's-
end of the show, I finally got that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, I like it. I do.
Do you like it?
I like it.
But it's not one of your favorites, right?
It's not one of my favorites, but I think that might just be because, like, as has been discussed many times, I'm a stupidly overly liberal fuck. So, like, just taking somebody and putting them in blackface, I'm like, straight away, no, don't do
It's
that.
from the 70s. You gotta give it a break.
I know it's from the
They
70s,
hired
but
a guy who was 7 feet tall and scary looking. That's what they want.
yeah, then they also hired a fucking room full of Native Americans for a different scene. So they weren't saying, by the way, we can't get any Native Americans. They were just going, we've seen a bunch of Native Americans and they were all shit. What we were looking for is someone who looks like an imposing Native American. So, not a Native American.
What are you going to do?
What
Put
the-
Graham Greene on stilts?
Yeah,
Try to
jeez.
find a 7 foot tall Native American.
Come on, man.
Well, there's the one from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay, yeah, because that's the only guy that's working.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Will
Come on.
Sampson, and he's half Portuguese.
And his son now plays his part on the stage.
I did not know that.
It's true. He also
now you know.
Yeah, and knowing his half the battle. It's his son in the Cuckoo's Nest themed episode of Spaced.
Cuckoo.
So, and also most of the other people in that episode of Spaced are the cast members of the West End production of Cuckoo's Nest that was being shown at the time. So there you go.
All
Now
right.
you know.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
What do you think?
It was just the West End girls, though, and the guys were all East End boys.
I resisted that joke, damn it.
I did not, because I'm weak.
Such a Pet Shop boy.
I am. Oh, don't even start me. Don't start me on that.
I really like the Pet Shop Boys. Have either of you ever seen the Pet Shop Boys movie?
Oh, no.
No.
It is superb. It's called It Couldn't Happen Here.
Everything's
And it is, but it's like, have you seen the Monkeys movie?
Yeah.
Ed, yes.
Which is an incredible film.
It's superb.
Yeah. Well, that's what It Couldn't Happen Here is like.
Okay. Do you see Jersey Boys? It's superb.
No.
Go ahead, Gil. I mean, Mr. X, what do you think of this show?
Did you see that Joe Dante movie with Tom Hanks? It's The Burbs.
It's superbs.
Yeah, this is one of those episodes that just proves you could get away with fuck all anything in the 70s. It didn't matter. Yeah, it's totally racially insensitive, and it's silly. I like it, but I like it just because it is just extremely silly and mildly offensive.
See, like, I watched this episode and I don't care the guy's not Indian. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me. It's not like they hired a white guy to play a black man. I mean, it's not that bad. I like him because he's tall, he's scary, he's creepy looking, So I like the episode a lot. This is one of my favorites that I do go back to this one a lot. If I'm just in the mood for a Kolchak, this will be one that I might put on.
So would you shoot over an 8x10 of Lurch?
Sure.
Okay.
Not Lurch, Jaws. Don't confuse the two guys. He's not the Bigfoot in the $6 Million Man episode.
I know.
So yeah, this is a good one. I like it. All right. Does anybody else have any last words on this episode?
X does.
Do I?
X marks the spot.
I'm just putting him on the spot.
Yes, you did. All right.
It was either that or I was going to appear to be a really good psychic.
Do you want to pimp your shit one last time, Mr. X?
Yes, I will do some pimping. Hey, you can listen to my podcast that I co-host called Kiss the Goat, which is all about devil movies from here, now, and then. Sure, we'll go with that. You can hear me on the official Pop Shifter podcast, which is also known as Pod Shifter, so you can see where I got confused there. Or Pod Racer. I could be a Pod Racer. Who knows? I write for Pop Shifter. I write for One Perfect Shot. You can find my horror fiction on Amazon, and you can follow me on Twitter at Jeffrey X Martin. Shoot me, just follow me. Shoot me a message. Say, hey, I heard you on this show, and you'll get a 10% discount on some fried chicken the next time you visit your local food city.
Don't tell Cornell. Okay.
Jeffrey marks the spot.
Then that calls it a night for us. And until next time, we will be
Guilty as charged.